Hello. My screen looks a little blurry here. Hopefully it's clear for you. Okay, we're just gonna give it a couple minutes so that a few of you can log in, whoever can make it. I'm gonna update my screen so I can see your comments. Okay. Hello, as you are joining, I'm just gonna wait a couple minutes for people to log in and get my screen updated here. Hello to those who are joining us. Oh, thank you, Mary Liz. Okay, just gonna work out a few things here. Some links that I wanted to post because so much going on right now. So that one and one other one, and then we'll go ahead and get started. This one here. How's everybody doing today? Looking forward to the weekend. And Grey Cup for those of you who are football fans. Okay. Okay, now let me make my screen bigger now that I got the links posted. Okay, what have I missed here? Shara, good morning, Shara. Well, I'm happy that you're able to join us. That's awesome. It has been a busy month, and December will probably not much better. Things have been crazy in our house as well. Okay, so welcome. My name is, oh, hang on. Let me get the comments out of here. There we go. Now I can see you guys. Okay, I find the comments on my screen on my phone are just distracting. I'd rather see them over on my computer. Okay, so welcome. My name is Sherry Roth, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Sherwood Park, Alberta. Good morning, Dawn. And I am happy to be here Friday at 11 a.m., just like most weeks, to share with you some paper crafting projects. So this week we are going to create two quick and easy Christmas cards using very minimal supplies. And I figured this was the perfect time of the year to kind of focus on that because we need, well, if you haven't started your Christmas cards or you need a couple extras, you may not have time to spend to design it and go into a lot of detail. And in Canada, we're also dealing with a postal strike, of course, so just we have less time to get those cards in the mail, and I mean, hopefully they'll be delivered by Christmas, but there's no guarantees. So I thought that would be the perfect thing to do today. And this will likely, you might see one more Christmas project on a Facebook Live, but this might be my last one. Just as we get closer to Christmas, I've done most of what I need to do. I might throw in another little 3D project or something, but I started getting product from the Occasions catalog, which is very exciting, so I might share a bit of that with you. Good morning, Barb. Okay, so I know it's been a couple weeks since I was live. I have been to Orlando for On Stage, celebrating Stampin' Up's 30th anniversary, and then after that I met up with my family in Phoenix, and we had a little bit of a family holiday, which was fabulous. Enjoyed a couple weeks of very nice weather. The last 2 weeks I did pre-recorded videos. You can find those on my YouTube channel, and I think if you scroll down as well, you'll see them on my Facebook page. But the week before I left, or the week that I left, we created these two little 3x3 love notes, and then I designed a tin for them to go in. And every week that I do a Facebook Live, you have the opportunity to win the projects that I make by commenting on the Facebook post, or commenting when I upload the video to YouTube. So you can comment on those for an entry, and you can, if you share either one of those videos, then you also get 5 entries to win the project. So it'll be to win the projects for today, and you comment the day it goes live. So today is the 23rd, and then you have until next Thursday evening to post a comment or share the video. So that will be November 29th, I believe. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and draw for the winner for these ones. So I've got everybody who commented and shared their name in a bin. All right, and Kristen Henry won. So I will pop those in the mail for you, Kristen. And let's get this out of the way. Okay, so I am going to flip the camera down so that you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to talk about a promotion that started today, and then we'll go into crafting. The cards are really quite simple, so it won't be a very long Facebook Live today. Okay, so just bear with me for a moment while I get this rotated. It's been a couple weeks. I always have to remind myself how to do it. Oh my gosh. This, nope. Okay. Try not to make it too wobbly. Okay. And my computer's always a bit delayed, so I need to see how it's lined up before I get started. Okay, so maybe a little bit more. Okay, all right, so first of all, I wanted to talk to you about our online extravaganza. So we've had this for the last few years, and every year is just slightly different. So this year, it runs from November 23rd to November 28th, but there are 3 different sales. Oh, I don't like the way that looks. Okay, there are 3 different sales. So basically, by the end of the 6 days, most of the annual catalog will have been on sale, and it's a 10% discount. So, but they've broken it down into 3 sales, each lasting 2 days. So, for example, the sale that starts today, which will run today and until 11:50 Mountain Standard Time tomorrow, so the 23rd and 24th, pretty much all paper and embellishments in the catalog are on sale for 10% off. There are some exceptions, which I've posted in the comment section, a list of the, a link to my blog post that goes into the exceptions, okay? And then on November 25th and 26th, stamps are 10% off and kits are 10% off. And in my blog post, it breaks it down so that you know what falls under what category. I've also posted a link to my blog, which will take you to the list of items that you can purchase that are on the, like there's an online extravaganza section that they've added, and they'll refresh it every day that the sale changes. I hope that makes sense. And then November 27th and 28th, there's tools and ink. So there's some exceptions, like the Stamparatus and the Big Shot aren't included. Anything paper pumpkin is not included. There's a list of some things that they are low on inventory, so they didn't want to put themselves into a backorder situation. So those are on there, and I've linked a description or a photo of the items that are excluded in there as well. Okay, so I'll kind of talk a little bit more about it as we go through, and hopefully by the end of this Facebook Live, it'll be a little bit more clear. Okay. All right, so these are the 2 cards that we're making today. So these ones here, so they are using note cards. They're called the Delightfully Detailed Note Cards and envelopes. So they come with envelopes as well. They're pre-cut and scored for you. And they come with this beautiful coloring. I'll show you in a minute what they look like before you do anything to them. So we're doing those because whenever you're looking for something that is quick and easy, if you can get pre-cut cards and envelopes, it saves you that time. And these ones are beautiful because they've already got colors to them. We also carry white and vanilla in these as well, so without the pattern. And then we have a couple different sizes of other ones as well. Okay, so let's show you. I wanted to show you all the supplies that we're using. They are very minimal, and most of them are on sale either today or sometime over the online extravaganza. Okay, so these are the note cards that I was talking about. So they come in mint macaron and I think it's rich raspberry, and there's a few different patterns. So there's this pattern and there's this pattern in both colors. Unfortunately, I only have these two patterns left, but I believe this pattern is also in the raspberry and this pattern is also in the mint macaron. Okay, they're 3.5 inches by 5 inches, so they're a little bit smaller than the standard size card that we would normally make. So these are on sale today. They're regular $13 for a package of 20, and they're on sale for $11.70. So they're on sale today and tomorrow. Okay, so there's that. We are using the Nature's Twine, which has both of those colors in there, but these two colors work really well with those note cards as well. So they've got raspberry. This is like a crumb cake, grapefruit, and mint macaron. Okay, so there's that. And that is on sale today too, because remember it's paper and embellishments today. So that package, you get all 4 of those colors. Normally it's $12.25 and it's on sale for $11.02. And then we are also using the pearls, and these are on sale today because they're also an embellishment. And I didn't jot down, oh yes I did. Regular $6.75, on sale for $6.07. Okay, and then the stamp set that we're using is Snowflake Sentiments. Can you tell I love snowflakes? Sherry just commented, love pre-cut and ready to go. I know, anything that makes things simple, right? Especially as a mom of young kids, because you don't always have a long period to craft. You kind of have short bursts. So anyways, this is the Snowflake set that is in the annual catalog, and it does come with coordinating framelits, but we are not going to use the framelits today. We are just stamping because we want to keep it simple. Okay, but this set, I love this set, not so much for the snowflakes. They are nice snowflakes, but I think we've got better ones, like the snowflake, snow flurries, I think it's called, or no, snowfall thinlits. Those are beautiful, but I love it for the greetings that are in here. Okay, so this stamp set will be on sale during the Stamps and Ink, or Stamps and Kits promotion. So that'll be November 25th and 26th. Okay, and then we've got this punch, which is called the Everyday Label Punch, and this will be on sale during the Tools and Ink, which is November 27th and 28th. And then these are our ink pads that we're using today. So we're using Mint Macaron, Soft Seafoam, and Stays On in black. And I believe all 3 of these are on sale, and they'll be on sale or during the Tools and Ink, which is November 27th and 28th. So you could pick these up with the punch at the same time. Okay? All right. So let's go ahead and get crafting here. Okay, so we're going to do this one first. So I've got some of my supplies in here. Oh, the other thing that we used is the silver sequence. The silver mini sequence trim. And this is on sale today. Regular $8.25, on sale for $7.42. Okay? All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to stamp our background. So I'm just going to fold my card. This is how it comes. It just comes just like this. So I'm going to fold it. I have a bone folder here somewhere. Okay, and grab a piece of scrap paper. And we need the 2 ink pads. So I've got my Soft Seafoam, which is for my bigger snowflake, and my Mint Macaron, which is for my smaller snowflake. Okay, so let's make some space here. Okay, so I'm going to take my bigger one and just stamp it kind of randomly across or over the card base. And when you do random, what you want to do is you want to make sure you're stamping some of them off the edges so that it makes it look like it's pre-printed and cut down to the size that you need. If you can find all of your images within the small space that you have, then it doesn't always look natural. So it's good to stamp off the cardstock as well. There we go. So doesn't that add to it? Just creating that little bit of background in different shades of kind of the same color. Okay, so we will move these out of the way, and then we're going to go ahead and do our focal point. So I'll set that aside. I've got a piece of vanilla cardstock, and I'm going to use the Merry Christmas from Our Family to Yours for the outside. I'm going to stamp it with the Stays On ink. And the reason I chose Stays On over Memento is this is a red rubber stamp, and I love how crisp and dark Stays On ink is, but I do not like to use it with my photopolymer stamps. So if this was a photopolymer stamp set, so photopolymer is the one where you see all the way through, I would choose Memento, even though it's not as crisp and black, as crisp and dark, sorry. I would use that just because I find that Stays On, if you use it with your photopolymer stamps too often, then it starts to stick, and sometimes when you peel it off, it will tear your cardstock. So that's why I've chosen. I will use Stays On whenever I can, unless I'm coloring with blends or unless it's a photopolymer stamp set. Okay? So I know that's often, we've had so many different blacks over the years that sometimes that's a question, or that's a question I get often. Okay, so I'm just stamping it in the middle of a vanilla piece, and see how crisp and dark that is. Okay, let's move this. Stays On is also an ink that is permanent, so you can stamp it on fabric, you can stamp it on plastic. Punch. Okay, so now I'm going to slide this in. Oh, my piece of paper isn't very big. And I'm going to line it up. Punch that out. And while I have the punch, I've got a piece of mint macaron cardstock, and I'm going to punch it out again. And then I'm going to cut this in half. Let's move this guy out of the way. I like it when there's more of a contrast underneath rather than the white. Okay, so now that's not what I need. I just picked up my mouse to add adhesive. Okay, so I'm using my Fast Fuse, and as of yesterday, it's still available online on the clearance rack, and I love this adhesive. Okay, so now I'm taking one of my halves, and I'm lining it so I get a little bit of that mint on the side, and I'll do the same on the other side. So that's how you can extend your punches a little bit and create a little bit of a border. Some of them look better. This one looks better like this. Some of them you can go above, so you can cut it in half this way and do above and below. I notice this isn't very straight, so I'm just gonna trim this here. Okay, and then I'm gonna add some dimensionals to the back of this. Okay. So do we have any CFL football fans watching right now? Anybody gonna watch the Grey Cup this weekend? Okay. Marcel and Jordan are actually going to the Grey Cup. That was so brave of them to buy tickets like months ago, knowing that it was going to be the end of November, and who knows how cold it would have been. But thankfully the weather's supposed to be pretty nice. So it shouldn't be, I mean, sitting outside for 3 hours at this time of the year is cold, but it could be a lot worse. Okay, so now I've got a piece of this 1/2-inch lace trim that I've cut. You're a Grey Cup fan? Oh, and Mary Liz is you're a Grey Cup, but yeah, fan, Cheryl? Who are you cheering for? Oh, probably Calgary, hey? Mary Liz is a Bombers fan. I don't even know who's in the who's playing. I am not a football fan. I love that my daughter and my husband have that in common. They love football. They really love NFL and went to their first NFL game in Phoenix, actually. So they were pretty excited about that. Okay, so I've got that, and then, let's see, I've got this, Ottawa and Calgary. I knew Calgary was one of them. Thank you, Mary Liz. Okay, so now I'm going to take a bit of the silver trim, and it's probably, I don't know, 3 inches maybe. I'm going to fold it in half and use a mini glue dot to stick it on. Have you guys heard what the mascot is for the Grey Cup? My husband told me. It is kind of funny. I'll just give it a minute and see if anybody responds. Okay, so then I've used a mini glue dot and stuck that on there. And then I'm going to take some of the mint macaron twine, probably about 6 or 8 inches. And I'm going to tie a bow. So the mascot for the Grey Cup is a beaver. And do you know what his first name is? Beaver is quite appropriate. I mean, it is Canadian, right? But they gave him the name. Yeah, that's right, Barb. Justin Beaver. Oh, I just thought that was hilarious. Okay, using another mini glue, oh, that didn't come off. Another mini glue dot for my bow, and I'm gonna stick that on top. And you'll notice that I'm not adding any of these pieces onto this piece which is popped up, because that'll add even more dimension, and you don't wanna do that if you're going to mail the card. You wanna keep it as flat as possible. Okay, now I find that this is just a bit too long, so I'm gonna trim these. Okay, there's, well, let's do the inside. Okay, now which one is this? I think it's this one. Nope, this one. All right, so now I've got a greeting here that says, "May the miracle of Christmas fill your heart with joy." And I'm gonna stamp that on the inside. Okay, and then of course we got to add some snowflakes. So I'm going to go back and pull out, I'm going to do the mint macaron to pull in the color of the card. Okay, which is the smaller one. Handy having this little drawer right in front of me so I can grab my scraps when I need it. Okay, so there's the inside, and then we'll add a couple snowflakes to the envelope. Oh, it's not very good. Okay, so there is the first card, and that took what, maybe, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. Okay, and then the second one, let's set that aside. I don't need this. Okay, so this one requires 2 cards. So I've got 2 of the same cards in here. But I only need 1 envelope. Because what we're going to do is we're going to cut up this card. So let's do that first. I'm going to pull in my paper cutter. So I'm going to set one of these aside. I'm going to pull in my paper cutter. And I'm going to cut this part off. So I'm going to cut the colored part off and set this aside for a minute. Okay, so now I have a 3.5 by 5 inch piece, and I'm going to cut the patterned one down to 3 1/8 by 4 5/8. And then I'm going to take this piece, which was the other half of the card, because this is perfectly good cardstock. I'm going to cut this one down to 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Okay, so then we're done with this. And don't need those. This piece is going to get mounted on here. So we have a little bit of a vanilla border, and you'll see that it's white on one side and vanilla on the other. Okay. So this will go in the center, which will give me about a 1/16 of an inch border. So just like that. And then I'm going to use dimensionals and stick this on top of here. So if there's anything that you guys want, if you're local to me, so if you're in the Sherwood Park or Edmonton area, if you want anything from this online extravaganza, you can, well, any of you can order online from my website, which is stampingtreasures.stampinup.net. Or if you're local to me, you can email me your entire list of products that you want over the course of the sale, which all you have to do is go through the catalog, make a list of what you'd like, and then just make sure none of those items are on the exclusion list. Although if you still want to order those, you can. They're just not going to be at 10% off. And I will be placing an order the first day of each sale. And I picked the first day of each sale because some of these items may sell out. We have no idea how much stock they have of them. And when they get too close to being out of stock, they will turn the number off, and you will not be able to get it at the sale price anymore. Okay, so just so you know, and by placing your order all together, I can pick it apart and order what you want from each of the sales, and you pay. You can save on shipping, especially if it's only 1 or 2 things from the sale. Then if you have it shipped direct to you, it'll be $9.95 for shipping. Unless it's over $100, then you'll pay 10%. Or and I'll combine a whole bunch of orders, and then you get, oh, I'm kind of frazzled here. I'm concentrating on too many things. You'll save shipping, okay? So I'm kind of doing that for my local customers to make it easier. But if your order for any one sale is, you know, $90 or $100 or whatever, over $90, then you might as well just have it shipped to you, because shipping will be pretty much the same either way. Okay, all right, so now I've got a 2x3 piece of very vanilla cardstock. I'm gonna go back to my Stays On ink, and I'm going to stamp this beautiful Season's Greetings. I love this font and that greeting. So let me make sure I have it going the right way. Okay, ink that up with my Stays On and stamp this. Okay, so now at this point you have 2 different options. You can leave it as a rectangle and just go ahead and finish decorating it like this. So you would add some pearls, some sequins trim, and then some twine. But I thought that might be a bit big, and you could probably trim it a little bit, but I don't mind fussy cutting. So I am going to fussy cut that, and I've got one started because I didn't want you to have to watch me fussy cut. I did want to do a little bit on camera so I could give you some tips on fussy cutting. Okay, so first of all, you can see that I don't ever try to cut along the line. And this is the same if I'm cutting basically any image. So anything that I've stamped or anything from a patterned paper, I leave about an 1/8 or a 1/16 of an inch all the way around. And because this is words, I'm not going into every little groove. You don't need to do that. It looks good even just with the border around the outside of the words. And the other tip is you don't move your scissors, you move your cardstock. That gives it more of a smooth look, and you don't get those jagged edges. So you can see I'm just rotating the cardstock to follow the curve rather than rotating my scissors. And you get a little bit of a smoother image. And by leaving that bit of a border, you notice the imperfections. You don't notice the imperfections, sorry. Whereas if I had tried to cut right along the edge of the black letter, anything that isn't smooth or even, you would really be able to notice that. But by leaving a little bit of a border, you can't notice those flaws. Okay, so then this is gonna go on with dimensionals. And right in the center of the card. And then I'm gonna add some more silver sequence trim. That's probably too much. I'll just cut a little bit here. And use another mini glue dot. And again, I'm not sticking it on top of that. That's a bit long. On top of that popped up greeting, I'm sticking it just beside it, just to reduce the bulk. And then I'm going to take, so this is that same twine that is in that package, that Nature's twine. So it's the same thickness as this, the blackberry or the raspberry one. But what I like to do with this twine is sometimes it's really quite thick. So I will pick it apart to reduce the bulk. Just have to figure out how many, I think we'll do 3. So I've got 3 strands. And I'm just going to pull it down. This makes it last a lot longer too. And then I'm gonna fold it in half because I cut it a bit long. And I want to make it a little bit thicker because I think there's like maybe 12 strands in that, maybe not, 10 or 12. So this, even doubling it up again, still reduces the bulk. So I'm just tying a bow. And adjusting it so my loops are the same or close. But then I have this extra loop here, so I'm just going to take my scissors. I'm going to trim this loop so that it looks like 2 strands, and then just trim these so that they're even. And then I will add another glue dot on here. Mary Liz says, did that to the ribbon in this month's Paper Pumpkin Cute effect. Yeah, it works with so many different ribbons. I can't even remember what comes in what kind of ribbon comes in this month's kit. I haven't had a chance to make it up. I did open it when I got home, but I haven't had a chance to make it up. It's super cute though with the plaid. Plaid has become so popular. If you look at anything Christmas, there's so much plaid. It's crazy. Okay, so I've added my bow on there, and now I'm going to take some pearls. And I like to use my paper piercer to pick them up because then you get the adhesive underneath. I know a lot of times when you pick them up with your finger, the adhesive often doesn't come with them. Ugh. There we go. It also helps with positioning them. So we'll do that, and another little one. My voice probably sounds funny today. Unfortunately, in Phoenix, right after we got there, I started getting something going with my throat, and every morning I would talk and I'd sound like I was hoarse. But thankfully I didn't get sick or anything. I felt fine the whole time, which was really good. Didn't affect my holiday, apart from that little bit of croakiness in the morning. Okay, So those were the 2 cards that we made today. And remember the online extravaganza. And if you'd like anything from that sale or at any time, this is November's host code. If you use that and your order is over $50, I have a little gift to send with you, or to you, with your thank you card. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any ideas on what you would like me to do a Facebook Live on, it would be great. I'm always open to suggestions. So let me know what you would like me to go over, whether it's a product, a stamp set that you're struggling to use, a technique, you know, anything that you're looking for. I'm always looking for ideas. All right, so I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Mary Liz, I'll see you tomorrow. And if you're football fans, I'm not sure who I'm cheering for, but I think my husband and Jordan are watching or cheering for Calgary. So I'll cheer for whoever they're cheering for. All right, so thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Take care.